Hello and welcome back to Rogue Trader. We are heading back to the Anatomical Opera to do some damage, hopefully cause some warp chaos, and maybe split open this city a little bit. I have gone through and just given everybody a round of level up, so we have a couple of new abilities on everybody, including Firestorm on our main character. And we'll be taking Marazai instead of Ulfa, as we slowly become more and more of an evil party. Maybe he should be taking Cabela's spot. He might.
I tread a path unexplored.
Cabela is very pro-Empire, so we might be in a situation where we're better off swapping her out for Marazai and then putting Jay back in. I do kind of like Jay's new build, so. But I gotta test this guy out in the meantime. You know, we gotta test him out. Unknown depths of the labyrinth dimension of Kamara. Garthiet's Bloodfeather Hunt, extracted from the bloody remains of the Caring Hand scalpel and necrophage tentacle of the homunculus Elevanth. The rising currents carry the smell of pain, blood, ichor, and failed ambitions, the smells of the dark city. With my wings flung open, I weave a path through the spires like the dark lightning bolt, chaotic and unpredictable in its patterns. To fly is to hunt, and everyone in flight hunts everyone else. Even I, Scourge Garethit Bloodfeather, do not have the privilege of inviolability around these parts. I may become someone else's prey, except probably not today. This day I am a hunter. My homunculus-modified olfactory receptors picked up the scent of my prey, and I tread cautiously as I approach it. The stench of Monkey is foul but varied, and the scent of my prey is quite telling. A powerful specimen, brash and reeking of the blood of others. I descend to the minaret that grows out of the nearest spire and provides me with an excellent view. Accelerated reflexes allow me to assess the situation in a fraction of an instant. It is time. But I decide to wait and get a better look at the prey. A male monkey, a pampered upper caste cub who was fed and equipped with the best their race can offer. It certainly arrived in the Dark City recently, the city which has not yet managed to leave a mark of perpetual expectation of doom on its flattened snout. The most glorious game which clings to life the strongest and leaves the sweetest death essence. The reflexes urge the muscles to act, so I act. The shard carbine spews forth a stream of crystalline projectiles that howl and shatter as they pierce the flesh of the prey. A deadly slashing blizzard drapes the streets in bloody snow. The bodies of random passerbys are caught in the fire, falling to the ground. This is a common occurrence in the spires. Everyone around me flees from the field of death whose borders I have made clear. The prey falls, but it is still alive. I did not expect the hunt to end with the first salvo. The prey is badly injured. I can easily finish it off in the open. The prey is trying to locate me among the tangle of spiked minarets, or summons companions to its aid. The prey summons companions. I'm an officer. I'm really bad on my own, and my awareness is not high. A mistake. I unleash a new fan of crystalline shards, and the flesh of my prey blossoms the new cuts from my projectiles. Anyone who tries to approach it would have been killed by the brittle shrapnel. The prey should have run away, not given me more chances to cripple it. The prey is weak. All right, well, now I'm going to try to locate them. The frantic gaze sleeps helplessly from spire to spire, but my hiding place is too discreet. I revel in my superiority. The prey breaks into a run. Clever. By escaping from the open streets, the prey has deprived me of the advantage of my long-range weapon, but I will not let it escape, so I spread my wings and soar over the alley, pelting the prey with bursts of indirect fire. The chase must not end too soon. The petitioner wanted my prey to die slowly. There is a strangeness to the movements of the prey as it dashes away one moment and freezes the next. My receptotropin-altered pupils are adept at detecting movement, but they're worse at perceiving stationary subjects, and my prey seems to be aware of this. The prey flees down the most predictable and straightforward route, hoping that its strength does not abandon it. Perhaps the body of my prey was modified, or it simply abounds with vigor. Even the heavy wounds inflicted by the first salvo cannot slow it down. I emit a frustrated shriek as I watch the path of my projectiles follow the prey without reaching its flesh. The hunt continues. It manages to elude me for a moment by ducking into a crowded street. The jet booster on my back emits a stream of ghostly blue flame, and I continue my pursuit. As I storm into the street, I see the prey again. This is a nice catch. The petitioner wanted me to deliver the prey to her, but I decided to do something different. When it's over, I will impale the body of the prey on a spike protruding from the highest spire so that it serves as a testament to my victory. My flight is swift. Everything unnecessary and atavistic has been cut from my body so that the air currents carry it like a projectile from a splinter rifle. Alas, this is also my weakness. I am so light even a small obstacle can throw me off course, but the prey has no idea how vulnerable I am in flight. I actually do, and somehow I failed this willpower test at a 91 roll. It is frightened. The prey may have managed to succumb to blind animal panic, but its jittery movement clearly reveals that reason is being dampened by instinct. Seeking to slow me down, the prey turns some bystanders against me. It only takes the prey a couple of furious shouts to convince those huddled in the allies that I am the monster coming for their heads. Lies. I only pursue the prey. I'm met with frantic gunfire, and after making a sharp ascent, I take a pair of plasma grenades from my belt and hurl them into the crowd. The bodies of the gullible fools who believe their prey evaporate and turn into bloody mist. The luckier ones fire at me, and the shots bring me to the ground. I wail furiously and finish them off with a pointed burst from my shard carbine. To cast me down is an indelible insult. The conclusion draws near. As I turn the corner, I triumphantly realize I have driven the prey into a dead end. It's time for the massacre. The poison I received from the petitioner as payment for the hunt is contained in the projectiles and should have worked by now. It will slow down the nervous system of the prey, weaken its muscles, and render it unconscious. We fail another test. When I spot the prey, I note the early signs of my combat toxin is having it. Its movements are slowed, it's blinking often. Spots are floating in front of its eyes. Oh no. 3 options and they're all at 0%. Yikes. It's not where I expected it to be. Having climbed the ledge of a wall, it lunges at me and bellows. Lunges at me first. I realize too late that it's not desperation, but cold determination behind it. In the blind alley where my prey is about to die, there's enough room for me to spread my wings and soar. It does not grant me an opportunity to do so and kicks me back into the cramped street. The prey wishes to fight where it has the advantage. With my wings folded, I ratchet up to the jet booster and rush past the prey like a projectile. I am airborne again and flying. This flight will be on my terms. The outcome will be decided in close combat. Wasting no time, my prey and I seize one another in a violent, furious embrace. Every decision made over the course of this fleeting hunt will be weighed, tipping the scale that will ultimately determine the winner. I'm pleasantly surprised when I realize the prey is aware of my combat style. It covers the vulnerable spots I like to cut open with monomolecular claws. But this knowledge will not save it from my death. My embedded glands spew hyperadrenaline into my bloodstream, and my artificially grown muscles convulsively swell under the porous fabric of my ghost plate. I torment the prey with claws protruding from my forearms and knees, and the prey banks on brute force. Oh, this is probably because I know about them. I have such an advantage to this roll. Trying to break my fragile bones and shatter my joints. Powerful blows crush the hollow bones drilled by the crafty homunculus. Their lightness served me well during the flight, but it's betrayed me here on the ground. I lose my footing and my body goes floppy like a rag. My strength waning, I reach for the shard carbine and shoot the prey right in the face at point-blank range. The crystalline projectile whizzes within a hairbreadth of its face. A crushing blow turns my magnificent weapon to rubble with a mournful crunch. The prey grabs me by the throat, lifts me into the air, and snarls. It seems to want to know why I attempted to kill it. What would I tell it? About my petitioner? Kikaros the witch? How insulted she was when the deaths of her fosterling, the bloodstained proselytes in the arena at the hands of the prey? About how badly she wanted to spite the prey's master, the sour-tempered homunculus Cervantes, who had arranged that insult? I do not know, for my throat is crushed and only a faint wail escapes it. I die. I'm dying at the feet of my prey. No, at the feet of a monkey. A humiliating end for one who has earned the status of apex hunter of Komorra through torturous alterations of the flesh and a bloody pilgrimage to the very top of the spires. Does it hurt to perish like this? It does. Is it fair? It is. Hello, nerd. Welcome. Welcome. Come on in. Come. I hope your run is going well. We're in Act 3. We are fighting Dark Elves. Fighting Drukhari. A chaotic burst of violence that bloodied the streets of Kamara ends just as abruptly as it erupted. Such is life in the spires. We just got attacked by a flying bird monster, and we kicked the absolute tar out of it. Not without taking a ton of injuries, though. And we get its adrenal glands. We better patch
that my
that
whispers tell me
Your help suffices.
Act 3 is small compared to the rest. Yeah, we were on Act 2 for like a pretty long time. What's going on here? Are you gonna... Old injury.
Your aid was acknowledged.
No, you can still do it.
There. Much better, right?
I'll remember this. There is a
Why is the
Yes,
bird
I dare
insisting
not
on being the
provoke
one who
the
does this?
Don't squirm.
Your aid was acknowledged.
There. Much
Kill
better,
him.
right?
There we go.
Remember this.
There we go. We gotta go to the anatomical opera. I think we can just take this little teleporter here. Rest of the acts are like a day or two, but Act 2 is something like a week. Yeah, it took us quite a few sessions to get through Act 2, and we're nearing the end of Act 3, I think. And then I haven't seen, I've never done Act 4 and Act 5, so I'm really excited. Really looking forward to like digging into what they have to do. We are playing as heretics and doing as much heresy as possible. Sometimes to our detriment. For example, I don't have the colony of footfall, or not footfall, the colony of... I don't have a colony, and it turns out you can't get it if you play as a heretic. If you take the heretical option. So I'm missing an entire planet, so... Like the way this is done, a Scourge would not really work in the regular combat because it has abilities that aren't in the mechanics. This way you get to meet a Scourge and see how scary they are. I mean, definitely very scary. And I like that it's like a continuation of like multiple skill checks throughout the chapter, so. Foulstone is the name of the colony, yes, yeah. Act 4 has been fleshed out quite a bit since the release with the DLCs. I would believe that. Honestly, the integration of the DLCs have been pretty incredible.
Embrace true power.
Now we've already been up there. Have any of these other stairs? No. So let's talk to Tervantis. He rushes about the laboratory, snatching up certain tools and blah, 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 blah. Did something happen? The cult of Fatal Thirst craves blood specimen. Your blood. My blood. One must be astoundingly insensitive to the vibrations of the Dark City not to realize this. Drakon Azaresh, after you went against the Archon of the Reaving Tempest, you decided to violate the wishes of the Archon of the Black Heart as well. You were thrown into the arena to die. You showed wretched incompetence by defying your masters. My presence offends you, I see. Good. Marzahai sneers and looks around. You have made yourself quite comfortable here in the chasm. Is this where you have kept the things that you dared not bring to the spire of the Reaving Tempest? It must be vexing having to abandon it all as you flee the cult's wrath. One of Tervantius' limbs twitch and strikes blindly. Only Marazai's reflexes save him from a fatal neck wound, but the homunculus makes no further attempts to attack. He seems to care about his substances and instruments more than the insufferable Cabalite. Meow. Hi. Cat just come in and just... Meow. Why did the witches desire my death? You humiliated them, monkey. Kikaros and I agreed that she would send fresh meat against you, but she decided to undermine my authority by sending out her best. You slaughtered them, and so it was the cult's authority that suffered. But who cares about a pathetic monkey? You are my lackey, and thus it is I who is responsible for undermining the cult's authority. And it wasn't enough for you to just kill them. You enticed one of the blood-stained proselytes to join the monkey's side. As the entire chasm watched, a slap in the face of the cult wasn't good enough for you, so you decided to spit in its face as well. Oh, but there's more. I hope Kikaros and Sinistoria are now writhing in horror at the mere thought that their headless subordinates have lost the Cabalite who was sentenced to death by Nazar-Rakai himself. First, they decided to play a charity by making me a proselyte, and now they let me slip through their fingers. Oh, I wish I could see the succubus's face when she was given the news. You dispatched me to kill the witches. Are you telling me you didn't anticipate such consequences? It was supposed to go differently. Your performance was supposed to be a lesson in respect, not a declaration of war. You would have killed someone unimportant and made the witches' vanity bleed. The witches would have received your head as a salve for their wounded pride. They would have been reminded for a time that I was still someone who could greatly complicate their existence. Instead, you have failed me, all of you. Kikaros did not keep her word, and you did not die in her trap. It is all of your fault that these things have spiraled out of control. Alright, what's the plan then? I will leave the anatomical opera and withdraw to the spire of the reaving tempest. The witches don't dare to settle their scores under the eye of my patrons, so the Cabal's valuable servant is safe from their ire. As for you, go out into the streets of the chasm and die, or go to the arena and try to kill Kikaros. Even if you succeed, you will still die. The homunculus mutters furiously and haughtily. I should have stopped wasting time on this idiocy long ago. All those pathetic simpletons did was weaken my focus and distract me from my masterpiece. At least I can devote all of myself to it. Marzahai's face suddenly changes, his mocking grin gone. He fixes his gaze on the homunculus. Into the spire of the reaving tempest, to hide under the wings of your Ress, an Archon fallen into disgrace. What an imprudent choice. You should run away from her and her troubles unless you're somehow connected to her crime. He glares at Marzahai. You were not in a position to know about the Archon's plans before, much less now. Let us face them here and kill them? All of them? I mean, I'm happy to end Kikaros. He becomes so absorbed in his thoughts that he starts shearing off pieces of his own flesh with scissor-like claws. Enter the arena. The succubi will not pass up this chance to gut you in front of an audience. If you simply wound Kikaros, it would give us both enough time to escape. For that, I'd be willing to sacrifice the deadliest and most valuable specimens in my collection. To repay Kikaros for her treachery, I will send the Anguish Prospector to the arena. While the witches are preoccupied with ending your life, the Prospector will kill several of them. Regardless, it's too conspicuous for me to hide from the cult's huntresses. Let my creation perform the symphony of pain for which it was designed. Now, we put a bunch of chaos flesh into that guy, so I don't know what's going to happen with him. If you manage to kill her, run. Sinistoria will not let such impertinence go unpunished, and her wrath is 100-fold more dangerous than Kikaros' fury. Do not return to the chasm. You will find no shelter there. Seek salvation in other spires, and you may prolong your agony for a short time. I require a moment of your precious time. We give him the Scourge's adrenal glands. Seeing as you're abandoning your lair, would you be willing to share some of your creations with me? I shall need equipment if I am to kill your enemies. I want both of these things, because I don't know what equipment he gives us. The mere thought of you tarnishing them with your filthy hands is revolting, but if it serves to ensure my safety, I will tolerate this obscenity. Whew. Oh, we got access to the whole shop, baby. Glimmer Steel Blade. Black Haze Venom Blade. Attacks against enemies suffering from toxins. Apply the toxin effect with the same power to all enemies within a 2-cell radius. So we can build up Bleeding with Marzahai and then switch it to toxin and then use this to spread it to everybody around them. Immune to slow and immobilize. 10 strength and 5 toughness. Drugs. More drugs. A servo skull self-destruct algorithm. Once his wounds are reduced to 0, it deals 33 shock damage with 50 armor pen to each enemy in a 4-cell radius. A doggy upgrade. The enemy must pass a toughness resistance test or the Cybermastiff attacks him again. Wow, that's a really good upgrade. At the end of the Overseer's turn, allies in a 4-cell radius around the Cyber Raven have their burning toxic bleeding level reduced by 8, and enemies in that area have those effects increased by 2. Okay. And Cyber Eagle, which we don't really know how to use. Another Steel Triad. This is 2. There are 3 copies of the shield. The wielder gains bonuses based on the number of adjacent allies wielding the Steel Triad. 2 deflection, 10 block. Me, Abelard. I don't think anybody else can use this shield. But I really like the idea of having 3 shield wielders. A pitch black desolator. This weapon inflicts a special immobilization effect that inflicts burning 8 and cannot be removed until the end of combat. Whoa. Okay. Xeno chest plate. Additional 5% armor. Great. I'll probably be wearing that myself. Whenever we score a critical hit for the first time, the damage dealt by this critical hit is increased by 50%. It resets after they or their ally perform a heroic act. Wearer's shots in melee range have a 20% bonus to dodge reduction. And their 6 sunglasses. Prey effect on the enemy with the highest number of wounds without spending a prey charge. More drugs. More grenades. A one-handed force sword. Critical hits scored with this weapon reduce veil degradation and increase willpower. And a craft world power sword. Decreases this target's damage by 3 for 2 rounds after you've parried an attack. 30% parry? With an extra 10% parry? Okay, we have to give Abelard Eldari weapon proficiency. Heinrichs can use a shield. True, but we don't have Heinrichs. I don't know if you missed that part where we basically told the Inquisition to go screw themselves. I think we still have the first copy, yeah. We have a neuro agonizer, so let's ask for equipment. Oh, dude, I already got all this. Oh, there's a goodie chest up here. The spider's web. Oh, this is all the other areas are open now. Torture device is locked and sealed. I know some of your other companions are in these areas. The thick walls of this container were clearly designed to hold something extremely dangerous. I think that's where Heinrichs gets captured. This has got to be it. This strange object is pulsing with hidden energy that could burst forth at any moment. Yeah? Is there other stuff I'm missing?
Will bow.
Release the Chimera. What's that gonna do? Kitty cat. Good luck.
Powers unseen uncover my path.
More switches. Activate a switch. Bridge. More goods, more goods, more goods. Long range aim lens. Increase range attack distance by 1 cell. Homunculus's prism. And an iron cape. This wearer gains 10 agility and fellowship. Whenever their wounds are reduced to 0 for the first time in combat, they're restored to 50% of their max wounds instead. And if the wearer has 8 or more AP at the start of their turn, they gain 30% damage for the rest of combat?
Seize the opportunity.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. That's going on, Cabela. She often gets 8 AP, right? I'm going to replace that blood ring. Broken just got more broken. And I tell you what, why don't we give him the blood ring? I like that he's just wearing 2 rings at this point. 10 agility and fellowship. I like the idea of healing with that. Also stacking agility on you, though, is very good. Take that instead of the Seal of the Purifier, I think. We got a Cyber Raven upgrade. My Cyber Raven currently has nothing equipped. If Veil Degradation is 10 or more, the Cyber Raven suffers no damage and any relayed psychic powers deal an additional 18 warp damage. Veil Degradation is increased by 5 at the start of combat. You gain 30 willpower. Yeah, that's the one I want on you. Does this mean that my Servo Skull has also, oh my god, not had its cover upgrade? When any effect is active, he gains 3 deflection and counts as partial cover. And cannot be over-penetrated. I didn't realize that. Yeah, I'm gonna keep that on him. Even more warp shenanigans, right?
Intriguing.
My favorite shenanigans, the warping kind. Let's activate some switches. Is that it? Did I do it? Damn. That was the easiest puzzle I've ever seen. Whenever this wearer dodges an attack, they become priority target for the attacker until their next turn. Allows them to fire a stinger shot once per combat. At the start of combat, the wearer inflicts bleed on themselves. Whenever they perform an area melee attack, they inflict bleed on all hit creatures. Also deals bleed levels additional damage. Okay, obviously I know who's getting that. Marzahai gets a bunch of bonuses if he's bleeding. And 4 bleed is not that bad. An area melee attack. So suddenly, Seal of the Purifier is a better option, but... Wielder gains how much momentum? Resolve momentum. Yeah, we'll stick with that for now. A red Servo Skull, color coordinated based on what they do. Oh, the 3 different guys? I mean, he looks like he is Vox and like detection. This looks like a Medicae skull, and this looks like an auto quill. So like a Herald skull, a Medicae skull, and an auto quill. Oh, in the inventory. Oh, we don't have a red one. We have a couple green ones here. It seems to be that like green is the lower ones, yellow is sort of the mid-game ones, and I don't know, there might be another color. Look at the key cards, differently colored on the bottom. Oh. I'm not sure how to tell. What the difference is. I think they might literally just be colored so that they all look differently. You know, like purple, blue, blue but yellow, purple but yellow, gray, yellow combinations. I think it's literally just so they can all be different. The paw below the skull also has a color. Would have been nice for combat, heal, support. Yeah, yeah. I agree. I'm with you. What's this button do? This strange object is pulsing with hidden energy. It could burst forth at any moment. This might be it. Make a sacrifice to the warp gods. I can do that. Mortal souls make for generous gifts to the true god and their spawn. The Shriekers could serve as a tribute to the powers that aid the rogue trader in this accursed place. I can do that.
I tread a path unexplored.
Let's go sacrifice all the Shriekers to the warp gods. Oh. You've insulted the cult of the Fatal Thirst, outsider. You have insulted the fighting pit itself. The witches are longing for you to die. I guess we're not even getting to the arena. We have a bunch of, like, rabble here as well fighting with us, maybe? No, they're fighting us. Grotesque. Oh, man. What are these dudes? Big. Big old monsters is what they are. All right. Abelard. Legion. Turg. Kibella. Adira. Vesper. There is no cover here. All right. Cabalite Thrallmaster. Down that way. Tormented Captive, and then the Grotesque. So we definitely want to get in a position where we're taunting the bulk of these guys. You go there. Did I really not get him? What if you go here? I don't want him out range of all the buffs. All right.
Victory is imminent.
Taunt him, defensive stance. I should have used the Wall of Rockcrete before I moved.
I've seen worse battles than this in my time.
That'll buff most of them. I guess let's shield bash. And then I could either stalwart defense or I could endure. You know what? Let's stalwart defense. Ow!
Emperor, protect me.
Big counter opportunities here for Big A. Love to see it. Unexpected volunteer sacrifice. Doubt Eternal Torment in the Warp is that much worse than Die Eternal Torment in Kamara? I mean, absolutely. I would agree with that.
Trust me.
Hop? Blade Dance?
The other side awaits.
Oh, that's all you're going to do for me? That's pitiful.
Death comes in sight.
Get the two of them.
As
Stab that guy.
demand.
Unbelievable. Not having much luck here with these guys. You got 2 points left. If I go here, I could dance macabre.
A dance.
I'll just, it's probably this is the best way to do this.
Trust me. Death is a blessing.
Dance through the two of them. You know what? I could just stand back where I was meant to be then, and
shadows
We'll
will
charge Rain of Blood.
done.
Okay, these guys are going into big A. Succeeding on stabbing him. Now, Marzahai. You're new. We haven't had a chance to screw with you yet.
It is hand.
Let's cast Breakthrough. How much damage does this do? 50% melee damage.
Oh, I don't think so.
Why can't you do it? Oh, I have to trigger the enemy itself. Okay. Ooh. He attacks everything around him, and it triggers the blade armor. Oh, yeah. Oh, that's nice. The blade armor does not trigger poison, unfortunately, but...
With grace and merit, you strike.
If I dance Macabre through these guys as well, what happens?
Behold.
I'm just realizing I don't have area attacks unless I use Brutal Strike. But that's fine. I think we might have something here. There might be the makings of a build here.
With grace and merit, revel in your terror.
Yeah, buddy. Now, unfortunately, I couldn't dance to there. For 1 round, he becomes the lowest priority target for every enemy attack and gains the elusive effect. Elusive fades when he attacks.
Behold.
I guess the idea is we do that at the end of our turn.
It would be beneath me to even attempt it. Request approved.
All right. You're going to be prey. You're going to be prey. And you're going to be prey. I'm going to cull you guys with an AoE, which should cause me to auto shoot somebody else. Great. And then...
Request approved.
Trigger a piercing shot. Might as well just say perfect spot. Then an offhand shot. This will be an automatic critical hit.
This pain is just a taste of what I'll inflict in
Kind of thought it might do that, but also I kind of thought that would be funny.
I will triumph.
Hey everybody, have a ton of buffs.
Ruin beckons.
You get a free attack. You get a free attack. There's 1 Cabalite Ranger remaining. And he's on fire.
One step closer.
Oh, I really could have just used Bring It Down here. I could hit him with the flamethrower, but I guess I don't really need to do that, so... Why don't we just have Adira Mind Rupture him?
Will do.
Oh my god, Mind Rupture also does like multiple turns of damage because she's got all those other abilities. En route to the arena, these guys took a disliking about how we've been behaving. Trying to go back to the streets instead of the arena. I mean, we're on the streets now, right? Arena or chasm. The arena, we have to go through the chasm to get to the arena. Activate that warp shenanigan and try to make an offering to chaos before getting the Dark Eldar, man. Might be spouting nonsense. No, I think we should be fine. The key unlocks a door that then will lead to one that only happenstance will free. Your chance I'll be, to me the bolts will cede. Your part comes next, to break the bonds and flee. To you, the merchant vagabond, I bring the gift of providence, but will you look? At the sight of Marzahai, the Harlequin lets out a nasty chuckle. The trapper, caught in snares of his own make. The plotting of your play was up to snuff, but Nazrakai rewrote the denouement, decided in the darkness into the wings. Amidst the somber spires in Hunter's game, 'tis wise to stop and once more check your knives, for that which glittered in your hand before, you may now find a twinkling in your back. Marzahai is squirming with rage, and he doesn't dare unleash it on the Harlequin here and now. He hisses through clenched teeth. All who have taken part in my downfall will be exterminated. And sooner than you thought, my merchant thief, just like a drop of ink you fell upon the page before this play's dramatic end, wherein your own kin's blood you will see shed. Perform the lines required, and vengeance will descend upon the stage and play its part. And then away from spires on Merchant's Trail, across the world's a parlorous road you'll tread, and death you will find there, or else a path to remedy your second enemy. He digests the Harlequin's words in silence. At last, a shadow of the usual smirk flashes on his face. I hear you, Arabenian. I shall deign to spare you 1 whole minute of my extremely valuable time. Do not waste it. 'Tis wise indeed to count each moment past. To nothingness they stream like grains of sand. They steal your hours and days until at last they turn to dust in Reaper's wasted hand. You stride not into battle, but a snare of guile and strife, a neatly woven net. Lust's mistress lifts her sword in the air, and baying for your blood her pact does set. So dance a ring around oblivion, await a sign from night's old melody, catch sight of it, and then make haste be gone. 1 yawning mouth, 1 leap to set you free. So Kigaros is planning to kill me in the next fight, but you were all ready to effect my escape. All I have to do is survive the arena, wait for your sign, and then run. You can't possibly mean into a literal mouth, so you must mean for me to leap into a portal of some kind. Do I have that right? I do love the option of just talking to him as an iconoclast. The Harlequin sweeps into a low bow like an actor who has performed before a true lover of high art. He seems satisfied with your answer. The Xenos lays a finger over the mute lips of his mask and vanishes, as if to convey that your conversation is a great secret known only to the two of you. Goodbye, Arabenian. Till next we meet. You can add to cargo. You can add to cargo. Heavy greatsword. You can add to cargo. I'll take that grenade, though. A dark lance? Do we have one of those? Feel like the answer is yes. Don't need to. Excellent. Let's head to the pit. Iconoclast options really are the funniest when talking to him. Yeah, they're just like too good to pass up, right? I've heard of square eggs and round eggs, but have you heard of long eggs? It takes a long chicken to lay them. I had a long egg the other day. I don't know if it's the same as what you mean, but I just had an egg that was unusually long. I was very surprised by it. Tasted fine. Is there another kind of long chicken I don't necessarily know about?
Let's seize the opportunity.
You mean an egg that looks like a log? No, I have not had an egg that looks like a log. Time to sacrifice some blighted souls. I mean, these guys have done like pretty honest by me, but you know, chaos. Are you the button? I don't imagine Ulfar is going to like this, but Malice is maybe the button? Oh, you got more free loot for me. After scoring a critical hit with a dueling sword, the wielder has a weapon in the other hand. They immediately attack the closest enemy with it, using whatever attack costs the least AP. Well, that's very nice. Gladiator mesh armor. Did I forget to take all this stuff? Whenever the wearer hits with a ranged weapon in melee, the target gains a stack of perplexed. Whenever you use combat locus, I don't know what that is. Great. I feel like... Two deflection against area attacks, 3 deflection against melee attacks. Oh, it's so ugly. I don't know I could do it, dudes. I think I'm going to keep the Radiant Chestplate on him. And I'm going to say it's because it rounds up my fellowship to 40. I just don't know I could bring myself to that otherwise. Oh yeah, we got a Ceramite Xeno chestplate. Which is slightly better than what we have and looks darker, so it fits our drip a little bit more. I think you might be right. I think Heinrichs might have had my other steel triad. So I think we probably lost that permanently. I'm not really worried about it. It's a bit of a bummer, but ain't no bigs. After scoring a critical hit. If a wielder has a weapon in the other hand, they immediately attack the closest enemy with it, whichever attack costs the least AP. Right? Like, what I am seeing here is Dueling Sword and Eldari Chainsword in the offhand. This is technically, like, more damage. Less damage on a critical, but, like... I don't know what, like, the over-under is there. I feel like the Dueling Sword's the way to go. This just means she's going to get so many attacks. But this doesn't say once per turn. This is every critical hit. So if she Blade Storms, every time she gets a critical hit with the Dueling Sword, she'll get a bonus critical hit with her second hand attack. That should give her an insane amount of attacks. You did forget you got very excited about something you got before and wanted to equip it ASAP. I mean, this is just me constantly, right? This is the state of what I exist in. You have a serrated Glimmer Steel Blade, so I think that's fine. Increases the damage of the bleeding effect suffered by the target by 3. I don't know which one of these I want on my main hand. Probably the other way around. 4 damage for each common negative effect. But does that mean like bleeding does +4? Or is it like +4 per level of bleeding? I think it's just like +4 if they're bleeding. Oh, I also have this sick Venom Sword. Attacks against enemies suffering from toxin. Apply the toxin effect with the same power to all enemies in a 2-cell radius of the target. That's what I was going to equip. And also this parry weapon. gotta make sense of this. Hold on, hold on. Blade of Bloodthirst. 4 damage for each common negative effect on them. So this actually does basically 8 extra damage. Because bleeding and toxin will be applied like every single time. So it's really like a 25 to 34. Attacks against our targets suffering from toxin apply the toxin effect with the same power to all enemies within a 2-cell radius. This sword hits a bleeding enemy, it removes bleeding and inflicts toxins at the same level. It's a weird combination. The idea is basically when I fight a boss, I hit them with the Glimmersteel Blade. And then the next turn I hit them with the Bloodseeker Clave. And then the next turn I hit them, or I guess actually what I do is I hit them with the Glimmersteel Blade. I then probably attack the opening or whatever it is, the Freeze Strike with the Bloodseeker Clave, which will turn it all into toxins. And then I could hit them with the Black Haze Venom Blade to spread that toxin to everybody. So I think actually you guys switch sides. We'll try that. We'll see how it works. I have had log eggs multiple times. They're made for restaurants. They make log eggs for restaurants so they can slice and always have the perfect cross sections. I don't know. Maybe I have. Have I told Ulfire the plan? I absolutely have not. Seems like new stuff. Maybe Painmaster had 2 sets of equipment. Yeah, well, we asked Painmaster for all of his gear, and we took that all. This guy also has this sick Pitch Black Desolator, which just does insane burning, but I can't really... Deadeye Shot does additional damage equal to 3. Ballistic skill and target tox level. I'm already like blowing up everything I hit. Honestly, I kind of wish you had something that wasn't just this plasma gun. Like, this plasma gun is really not that good, but on Pascal, it's still like the best option. You have your Super Melta. Right, and you don't have the Vindicator Flamer. I wouldn't mind giving him that, the Chainsword fire weapon, but he needs flame proficiency for it. Okay. None of that stuff mattered. None of that stuff mattered. I don't know what the homunculus's prism is for. Some weird objects here. All right, so how do we kill everybody? Mortal souls make for generous gifts to the true god and their spawn. The Shriekers could serve as a tribute to the powers that aid the rogue trader. Do I just have to attack them? I guess I probably have to kill Malice and take over the Shriekers.
For we are thy blades.
Yeah. I didn't mean to click you. I guess it's got to be. Guess it's got to be. Mesmerized model movement is so funny. He really likes Toadmeyer's blade, doesn't he? His own reflection in the blade. I mean, that would seem reasonable. Just looking at himself constantly. Can we go back here? I guess we can't. All right, let's just try killing him. Fun thing to find out, which does mean less waste. You make a tube of egg yolk and surround it in a tube of egg white and cook it. Ah, so it's not really a long egg. You set me up. I'm not one. Nah, I'm gonna take control. I just saved you and you're trying to kill me. You've learned how to live in the spires, I see. Shriekers, kill the human link slowly. I want to enjoy his torment. All right, at least all of our homies get to hang out together here. I guess once I'm in charge of them, you know, we'll make Mazrahai go up after him. Abelard, why don't you go there? Adira could go here. Vesper can go here. Pascal, go here. So let's test out this blade dance strategy.
Caught by the web.
Paralyzing venom. What was paralyzing venom? Critical hit, extermination, deadly calculations, rending damage. It don't really say, do it. All right. This sword is only... Yeah, I mean, technically, if I crit with this, it would also work.
I shall slay whispers your name.
Should also work, but it didn't. Full job.
I cannot serve you in this.
And then do acrobatic artistry. I should have stabbed one of them, but it's okay. They both die, so... Pascal.
Request approved.
I think I'll just hunker with you. And then why don't I make you pray, you pray, and make them both pray. Kill the two of them. Get a free attack on him. And then guaranteed critical hit on him.
I am not a vessel for pain. I am its master.
Oh man, you ain't nothing. You ain't gonna do jack. Look at this just like explosion of blood over here from Cabela. So fun.
On it.
We'll buff up the gang.
Was that you? Or
Oh, I should probably mind rupture you.
can I call back now? I'll show you the real thing.
He takes a couple of free shots and then a ton of damage. I'll send the bird over here. And then... $60 shock damage or 21 to 54 warp damage and a stack of perplexed.
Damn! What was the command again?
We'll go with the 60 shock. Oh, it didn't really seem to do it. We'll also blind them because it will also do sensory extra damage. And then we can
The whisper must be appeased.
do a heroic act there, which I actually didn't mean to. Everyone is going to crit on their next strike. You know what? Not a big deal. Is Abelard's new sword just you counter every time. Whenever the wary parries with a sword, they immediately counter. Oh my god, I don't even need to be taunting with him.
Watch. Useless plaything. Broken already?
This is gonna be a lot.
Behold. A perfect killing strike.
Oh, our party has gotten crazy.
With my useless plaything. Broken already?
I didn't even get a turn. Didn't even get a turn. He got malice. The old serpent got a scaly arse beat. Shriekers, looks like we got a new boss. Very good. Hail the new boss. Taunting does ensure they attack them. Yes, and if they are priority targets, then they... Sorry, I guess I don't need to... It's not that I don't need to taunt, it's that I don't need to go into defensive strike. Except I do also get a bunch of benefits from that. Malice's arsenal. A las blaster. A shard shotgun that does toxic damage, and a splinter cannon. An Astartes chainsword. Another dueling sword. Another serrated glimmer steel blade. A Ratobi pattern plasma gun. %, dodge armor. More ranger armor. Don't I have most of these? At the beginning of the wearer's turn, all enemies in a 3-cell radius gain 1 stack of bleeding for each common effect on this enemy. Boy, oh boy, we got some more fun guns. Boy, oh boy. Here's the real question. If you have a dueling sword in both hands, and you critically hit with one of them, and it causes your other weapon to get a free attack, and that critically hits, does that then cause your first weapon to get another attack? What happens if that critically hits? Basically what I'm saying is if you have 2 dueling swords and you have 100% critical hit chance, do you just attack forever? I have to find out. There's simply no question about it. Show me a 2000 HP creature. Pascal, you finally get a slightly better gun. Debatably, you lose 5 armor pen, but you get 2 damage. Is it a better gun? Honestly, I don't know. Shotgun would be good on Jay. I mean... do I give you a chainsword instead of the combat knife?
Give this task to someone lesser.
Interesting. You can't unequip that bolt pistol. So I either go knife or chainsword. PBH, I kind of feel like the knife is a better weapon, but the chainsword is probably realistically better. I could give him double serrated glimmer steel blades. Oh my god, his bleeding would do so much damage. They'd also never miss. They both have 50% dodge reduction. I'm certainly not meant to have doubles of all these weapons. What else did you get? Ranger armor. You're already wearing that. Head Hunter Light Carapace. 15% to dodge. 12% to dodge. What does that scale off of? Awareness divided by 10. Strength bonus wounds. 3 bonus wounds. I think that's actually the best thing for you. Because awareness is kind of what you focus in. So I guess let's give that a shot. Pascal, you've already got those sharpshooter boots. Master High, you could add bleeding. More bleeding. I don't know if that's necessary, though. Honestly. Conviction Dogmatic. I don't think you do have Conviction Dogmatic, do you? Oh, you have Conviction Dogmatic 1. Conviction Dogmatic. At all? So I guess? You do 20% more damage to Xenos and Demons? Cabela. I don't know if you're triggering the beat of might. Yet. Ah, he can't wear these sick goggles. Shots in melee range doesn't really do much for you either. Okay. All right. Chain is offhand only. How about the knife in the main hand? No.
Don't dishonor the wolf with such tasks.
I don't know. I think it's just because he's meant to be dual wielding so much. And again, like, we could give him the heavy flamer here. It would probably be very fun on him. Fiery retribution. But it feels wrong not to let him have his bolter. Okay, I think that's basically everything here. Switch between bolter and knife every attack anyway. Yeah, pretty much, yeah. Survey the den. A gang of cutthroat gladiators known as the Shriekers stare at you in terror and obsequious. No one dares wipe Malice's blood off the floor. It's a symbol of your status. I don't think I really have to say much to them. Gather before me. The time has come to offer you to the higher powers. Ooh. Yes! A warp beast revels and shrieks in unholy ecstasy. The voices in your mind have reached a crescendo. The third strike, the third breach. Soon will the truth flow into the dark city and become a great flood. Take the last step, deliver the last blow, and you will be upon your path to ascend out of this abyss. The beast snaps its jaws and something falls to its feet. Your weapon of ruin. Use it against the stifler that still supports the veil in the arena, and that witness a new spectacle, the likes of which the wayward children have never seen. The creature reaches out a limb and touches your chest. Your blessing of revival. Go forth and let none stand in your way. Destroy the warp stifler in the arena. Like Ulfar is just standing here like, yeah, I just saw you talk to a demon of Zinch.
Let us raise our cups at Vatar. Fenris,
Yes, let us raise our cups. No reason not to. Dark fate. The dust of rending. A bag of strange dust that shimmers with impossible shades of color that should not exist. All right, let's do this. The gang's all here. Maybe we should take his weapons just in case. My understanding is there is a moment in the next act where you have to make a decision to be like, lose half your party or don't lose half your party.
Intriguing.
Pascal, you've got an old injury. Could I heal that?
Don't squam.
Thank you.
I am not afraid to embrace the
I have to pack up all these grenades when we go back and sell them all off, I guess. Into the arena. Oh my god, this is like basically as far as I've ever gotten. And I've never done this as a heretic, so I have no idea what's about to happen with this. Let's save for good measure. I can't wait to see like how many saves I have at the end of this campaign. That's not the right button. This is the right button. Back on into the old arena. Homunculus minion. Are you here to talk to me or anything? No? Okay. Oh, yes you are. Master Treventius sends me. An unfamiliar monster, even more terrifying than the previous one, bars your way. Its voice is dry as death itself. The Master wishes for you to send Kikaros on a swift journey to She Who Thirsts. Do not expect a fair fight. This is your execution. However, Kikaros is incapable of adequately assessing whatever she fails to comprehend, and therefore, you stand a chance, albeit a negligible one. The help that was promised will be delivered. The Anguish Prospector will bring the witches to the ecstasy of death throes. You helped Cervantes build his newest abomination, the Anguish Prospector. We also corrupted it. Should you survive, do not return here. The witches will seek revenge, which is why the Master has already left the chasm and found new patrons. He suggests you do the same. So says the Master. The monotony and accuracy of which the monster repeats his words remind you in the way servitors communicate. I can't resist the pleasure of killing you. The monstrosity jerks, bracing itself for your attack, but then something bursts inside its body and its limbs go slack. The Master sent me to tell you that he equipped his servants with emergency measures so that no harm might come to you. Even as it dies, the monster is unable to stop parroting the words of its treacherous master. Well, you know, it's one more dead Xeno, I guess. That was rude, Magic Ulfar. Totally not psychic heresy. I say, lighting my enemies on fire. Thirsters, do you want to witness a great legend as ancient as Camorra itself? I give it to you now. Behold the tale of Cyriliel the Exile, the succubus dethroned. Damn, look at the size of this big lad in the back. Cyriliel was a mighty warrior of her cult, renowned and deadly. Her dance of battle was an enticing perfection of terror. But then a time came when an audacious apprentice supplanted Cyriliel, turned her servants against her, and drove her out of the Dark City. How is Camorra? It's awful. It sucks here. She wandered the webway's savage wilds and slew scores of their terrible horrors as she fought for her life. I didn't know that Webway had Savage Wilds. In the legend, she slew them all and pressed onwards, but our story will be shorter. Kill. Hey, here's a question. What happened to the Chimera I let go free? If anything.
Your mind has no place in the galaxy.
Enemies, I am curious. I wish to see what your insides look like. Hell yeah, Anguish Prospector. What? This is barely a fight. This is like the first fight we had. Da da ba da da ga da 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 ba da da ga da. Sorry, Capella, you're... Oh yeah, you're there. So, Mesverhalla complete layer. I kinda want you to not go yet. I have 2 Dance Macabres.
Behold.
I don't understand. You can't dash through these guys? Oh, god damn it. Okay, then I'm gonna just come up here and hit you. I have to be able to dance backwards here, so
Watch.
huh. It didn't add the toxin effect to him. Yikes.
Don't distract me.
Brace yourself.
Abelard. Parry, free attack. Taunting opportunity. Well, you tried your best, buddy. Marzahai is a bit more difficult to hit. I think let's just go up here with
I
you.
bring mercy in retribution.
Dodge!
Trust me.
Let's go here and blade dance. And then Blade Dancer's next attack inflicts bleeding on all targets hit. I probably should have done that.
Trust me.
Then again, it's not too late. She'll run back here and then she'll dodge. Oh yeah. I probably should kill him. All right, you don't need to taunt. Defensive stance allows you to gain stacks of parry until your next turn.
It will be done.
I mean, I guess we might as well.
That's not the Seneschal's job. Indeed.
Oh, and I should probably do Sworn Enemy on him. I should have done that first. What a gain. Free AP. Ah, well. Now, where's my bird?
But of course.
Buff 1?
On
Buff 2? Buff 3?
or
How does that reach him and not him? No, it does hit both of them. I thought so. Okay. They're both blind. One, two, three, four. 1, 2, 3. I don't think he counts as 4. So I'm not sure that Evil Eye will work on him unless I move him.
but of course.
I'm gonna mind rupture him. Fortunately does 0 damage, but causes him to absolutely rip apart his buddy. And then does a bunch of damage afterwards. So actually that kind of worked out really well. And now they're both in range of Evil Eye.
Let's see what you can do.
Good God, Adira.
I need no guidance.
You continue to be an absolute monster.
Triumph. Purpose guides me.
You're going to buff up the whole gang and then give them all bonus attacks.
Fails me.
You did your best. And then honestly, I feel like Pascal is probably the best option here. I mean, on one hand, there's only 3 characters he can trigger. Can't see that guy. But if this hits, one's dead. And you should be able to shoot him. Bada boom. Now you have 6 action points. I don't know, man. Machine buff. Take all the buffs you can. Joint analysis, I guess, as well. Adira gets a free turn, so she can just cast this on the skilled Beastmaster. Mind rupture him. And then also cast sensory deprivation. So now he's blind. And now Pascal gets another turn. So close, my dude.
I am not a vessel for pain. I am its master.
Marizai, just go in and kill him. Cut him to ribbons. Gamora is a black pit of evil, yeah. It's not dash. There's differences between, we have dash and we have like a, I don't know what it's called on Marizai. Even the monsters of the obscure sectors of the webway feared her, fled out of sight. Cyriliel's exile continued in solitude until a great faceless swordsman barred her way. He wished to test her. Yeah, you kidding me? One guy? You're gonna send one guy against me?
Flee. Hey, you cannot alter your fate.
You gotta be kidding me here.
I will savor your delectable anguish. With grace and malice. this handle.
I love that Marzahai gets to be the first guy who goes here. What happens? Can I use this? Probably not, right? No.
With grace and manners.
But I do get to keep adding those. Reduce dodge. Become dodgeable. I guess let's take a elusive stato. So he should ignore Marzahai. And take a big hit. Good try, Anguish Prospector. One of these days, you might land an attack.
What an unfortunate
Adira just casually does half of his HP in one ability. Bested by Cyriliel's hands, the swordman knelt and recognized her skill. He was no mere mortal, but the god's creation with respect to all things flawless. As a reward for her victory, he offered Cyriliel a gift, the way to a place where she could claim her vengeance. Is it immune to toxic? Oh, it might have been. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if the Venom Bleed is the right choice. I might actually just give him the 2 bleeding daggers so that he can just do bleed, and then he can do the big hand the next time. So, in a forgotten fragment of the webway, she found a lair guarded by the ancient beasts of immeasurable flesh. Cyriliel delivered blow upon blow, and yet her strikes could not diminish the creature's body or mute its roar. What do you got for me? Another big monster? An eternal pain engine? Roar, roar, rip, rip. Rip and tear, baby.
Your doom has been foretold.
Perfect specimen.
There is movement in the Imperium.
Mind rupture. Blind.
Was that you? Or
Bird. I have 10 psi rating right now. 130 shock damage.
what was the command again? Oh, right.
And you're still buffed with everything, right? Yeah. What, are you gonna try to shoot my bird? Good luck, dweeb. Whoa. Aftershock deals an 196 damage to Perfect Specimen. He's got 54 HP left. Cabela, be a dear and put him out of his suffering.
In silence, I shall.
One hit. The beasts of immeasurable flesh fell, for the infinitude of its being was no match for the needle of Cyriliel's focused will. She ran the beast through, pierced its heart, and ripped it free. That heart was the black crystal of Psycha, the bestower of power. Where do I get to, like, rip open the veil down here? Do I have to be looking for that in the middle of the fight? With Sekka in hand, Cyriliel returned to Kimura and brought down those who had served and later betrayed her. She came to the threshold of her arena and shouted the name of her apprentice, the one who had once dethroned her. Final phase of this. Very funny that I'm like almost one-shotting these characters right now. And hear her, the apprentice did. The succubus Sinistoria answered the challenge and descended the steps towards her. Ah, yeah, Sinistoria. So, Marzahai has to land the last shot on her. Uh-oh.
Xenos filth.
You're a big boy. Eganos Pain Engine, 822 HP. No, that's Kikaros. 912 HP. What if I stood between the two of you and cast Bladestorm?
I will leave footprints of scarlet. As honor ordains. Trust me.
I'm going to cast Raining Blood and Captive Audience. And then Blade
As the
Dance.
tenets demand.
Crit?
My blade
Crit?
whispers your name.
I'm not sure that infinite crits is going to work.
Trust me.
That wasn't a crit. Wow.
I shall not fail.
Miss my Death Whisper. Damn, that's just rude.
Trust me.
I don't know how many backflips I have here, but it looks like quite a lot.
As the tenets demand.
Don't you the real pain?
The shadows will see it down.
Woe to you.
Probably better to just go back this way.
I shall not fail. Your soul purged.
And then acrobatic artistry.
As honor ordains.
And she goes flip,
Blade whispers your name.
flip, 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 parry, parry. Uh-oh. And run away. That was a pretty good opening turn. Oh no, they're all trying to attack the bird. Dirty trick, foul play. Oh my god, if Adira can get off a round. She doesn't attack for a very long time though. Pain Engines 2-hit kill anybody? Not sure. Ray of Degradation. We better look at his abilities. He certainly does a lot of damage. Legion! No! You broke my robot. Liquefier gun. Shadow Protection. Grants Shadow Protection to Kikaros for 1 round, which allows her to avoid damage from the next attack or attack ability of her enemy. Ray of Degradation shoots a ray dealing fire damage. On hit, you must pass a target resistance test or suffer from flesh degradation effect. Burning Touch of the Warp. These guys also have Reject the Flesh, so I think I can use Machine Spirit Banishment. Targets with Rejected Flesh suffers 55 shock damage. If it's a mechanism or a machine, it suffers 110 instead. Unfortunately, I have to get a lot closer to it to cast it, but I can do that. Debuffs him pretty heavily. So you are prey. You are prey. And oh well, you can be prey. Kill them. 55, 95. I feel like maybe let's just start taking some shots at this guy. We'll boost it with this. Call the bold. Which also then reduces its armor by quite a lot. It's probably got a ton of armor. It's a giant hulk of metal. 294 damage. Liquefier gun. Ray of degradation. Well, it seemed like we didn't really take much damage against that.
I will do my duty.
Big A.
At your beck and call. Reduce to dust.
Mild disappointment there in damage, but
Indeed.
you'll be fine. No.
Ruin beckons.
I want to make sure that's taking warp damage because it debuffs it massively. Cabela, you get bonuses. And then I think let's go voice a command at Dira.
Reject the very idea. One step closer.
Let's just give her a free turn.
Anything is.
Ooh. I think she passed her check on Mind Rupture, which I'm genuinely surprised by.
I will triumph. Purpose guides
I guess I can buff up that homie a little bit. Bird. Live. 140 damage from Aftershock. Kikro's almost dead. Raining Blood in the Infinite Crit might require single attacks. Yeah, I was hoping that the that ability worked for it, but the Rain of Blades. No such luck. No such luck.
The Messiah knows all, comprehends all. Messiah condemns you.
What? Why? Why did I kill the Anguish Prospector? I mean, it's very funny that I killed it in a single hit. But I don't understand what happened. That's a little disappointing. I was really hoping we could keep that guy alive. Well, that's another guy melted at least. Seems Pascal had enough of that heresy, yeah. It does seem like that's the case. Abelard, we're gonna move you here and then go there. You're gonna use your onslaught ability.
It will be done. Right here. Sure hand.
And then you're good. Well, let's have you go up and just kill Kikaros, I think. 100% chance. 215 damage. Blade Dance. do. Then run here and go like this.
It is a blessing.
Right. And then go here and do this.
Your blade and shield.
Oh, and then there's one guy left. How did you live that backflip?
As the tenants.
The bag of dust begins to glow and pulsate in your hands. Sated with the deaths and torment of your victims, it now learns to be let loose. Get a sense of where the dust would go. You can sense that the contents of the bag are drawn to the size stifler above the arena. They will be bound within the dust. The will bound within the dust wants to destroy the Xeno device. Release the dust. A cloud of unholy ashes soots out of the bag and barrels towards the size stifler. The dust forms a tempest of corruption around the device, relentlessly chewing through its frame. A web of cracks spreads along the length of the hovering obelisk, and soon afterwards it shatters. You hear eager, snarling cackles coming from everywhere and nowhere at once, a portent of the oncoming calamity of your making. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. That was my Discord. Oh. Oh, this is a lot of... There's Screamer. Oh my god, it's like all the Chaos Gods. No. No, there's loot. You're not going anywhere until we get that loot. No. It can't be. We don't get any of that loot. The Outer Spire's halls. Oh. We do get a bunch of level ups, though. I'm not sure what to take. Allies get nice bonuses. There's a couple really good ones here. When allies take an extra turn, they get 15% more damage. Allies within 2 cells of the character deal 12% more damage and suffer 7% less damage. This is fellowship based, right? Yeah, that's probably the best one for me. That feels like probably the best option. Within 2 cells, though. Yeah, I'm going to take that. Can we take the next level of psi powers now? We could become a Psyker Terminus. So, kind of. I mean, that's what we're going to do because it gives us another psi rating. We don't get the ability yet, though. I think next level we'll get a new ability. That one allows you to heal 40% less damage if they consider you a priority. That one's really good. 2 deflection if you have a shield, also really good. %5 block, 50% more damage with shield bash. Yeah. Additional wounds. Bonus to resistance. Did we take the one that's like you get a bunch of strength based on your HP? Yeah. So getting a bunch of extra HP based on our toughness would probably be pretty smart. Yeah, that would give us a 29. So an extra 6 strength. That's pretty good. Once per round, whenever the enemy considers the Vanguard a priority target, they provoke an attack of opportunity when entering the cells. That's what we wanted on you. So now when he taunts things, when things get close to him, he'll automatically basically attack them. 15 willpower as long as no ranged weapons are equipped. That one's pretty easy choice. Let's take that. Warp Mines. Every 6th youth of a Psyker power, all enemies gain a -5 to all characteristics. I don't know. That's okay. Psyker Extremis, on the other hand, is extremely good. She now has a base 5 psychic rating. This only affects the first melee attack each round, so I'm not actually sure I want to use Crushing Assault. Critical hit chance and critical damage increased by 5% of their dodge, though. Is like a guaranteed 5%, plus it goes up higher as time goes on. Any damage dealt increased by 1 for every attack they've made this combat. I feel like that's what I gotta take on her, though. To start things out. All enemies that do not have line of sight suffer the unsuspecting effect. Whenever you attack an enemy, you gain lethality. When you deal 5 or more direct damage, you gain 10 lethality until the end of combat. We're going to take that. Because she deals direct damage quite a lot. Cataclysm is good for you. Extermination's also good. Know-it-all is good because it's based off of int. Armor pen, dodge, dodge reduction, critical hit chance, critical damage, and parry chance. Boo, 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 boo. I think let's take that for you right now. And we'll take gruesome kill. Just to like debuff people around you. And then finally Mazrahai. Let's get out of this act after this. Bonus to dodge. His dodge is not quite as high. All damage dealt by the character. But does that include bleeding damage? Armor pen is higher than the enemy's armor. The character's critical hit chance is increased. Dodge reduction. I want this dodge reduction probably. Oh no, this would be good. As long as the character wears light armor, their dodge is increased by 1% for every 3% of the armor. Because he has... Oh no, actually he's wearing medium armor. I'm wrong. So we don't want that. Bye. Dodge reduction and armor pen increased by 10% of their critical hit chance. I'm not sure how his armor pen is. Can we make him an executioner? No, he's permanently locked as an assassin. He gets assassin like right away, so. Yeah, we'll take tipping point on you. Deadly calculation. This does do direct damage. I think we'll try for that. Now, what do we got going on here? What are we affected by? Flag bearer. Oh, nice. At the end of each turn, the wearer gains stacks of tactical advantage. We don't use anybody with that. Whenever an enemy makes an attack of opportunity against this wearer, that enemy must pass an agility resistance test or become blinded. So we're just hanging out with all these witches? I guess? The bodies are mutilated and covered with countless marks by blades and whips. Ooh, Ulfar is here as well. I guess everybody is just hanging out here. There's a parasite engine hanging out here. What a strange place. Try the strange drink.
An expected result.
The drink scalds your throat and blossoms into a molten flower once it releases into your stomach. The vision blurs slightly and your legs feel unsteady. I love that I'm just randomly wearing this Commissar's hat. Envoy of the Poisonous Whispers. The elegant red-haired Xenos takes a sip of her wine-like liquid and gives you an appraising and somewhat surprised look, then smiles and says to the Xenos standing next to her, "What's this? New playthings, no doubt?" Here I thought the Reaving Tempest was intending to offering up the paltry cabal for our entertainment. The tattooed-covered Drukhari she is addressing, who is absently-minded sticking needles into his own gums, scoffs in response. The Poisonous Whisper should learn to live up to their name, lest the cabal of the Wounded Sky live up to theirs, and make you bleed upon the Dark City, you sharp-tongued pest. No. We were supposed to escape. What is this place? Are we the main course at this shindig? Marazai turns his head, looking around the room and grinning in fiendish delight. This is one of the satellite towers of the main spire of the Reaving Tempest. What luck! Yemris's throat is now that much closer to my claws, but first I have to deal with her pathetic guests. A bestial growl comes from behind you. Did the jesters bring me here to listen to these dung-ridden beasts practice their meager wits? These blathering Xenos are making me angry. I'll kill them. Study the two Xenos. The symbols on their armor are different, indicating they belong to different cabals. If their venomous glares and thin smiles are anything to go by, they're ready to go for each other's throats. Smile. So which of one of you is worthy of the first taste of my pain, and which one will have to settle for the scraps? You belong to the Wounded Skies. I will help you remember the name by burning it into your eyeballs. The Wounded Skies are always so hasty and eager to rush ahead. They fail to notice the daggers being shoved into their backs by more worthy aspirants who are offended by their witlessness. The red-haired Xenos gracefully places a hand on her weapon, and the male Drukhari mirrors her gesture. I see you've not wasted your time in the Dark City, and you've properly studied our way of thinking. Smirking contentedly, Marzahai places his hand on the blade grips. Ulfar throws back his head and lets out a terrifying yowl filled with longing and the cold promise of a swift yet painful demise. The sound of it leaves no doubt in one's heart that bloodshed is now inevitable. I love that Ulfar just yells and, like, expresses so much emotion with just him screaming. You hear the footsteps of Xenos coming from the terrace, and their voices brimming with anticipation. Stop the reinforcements! Bar the entrance!
Your galaxy.
Okay. Ain't no fight like an immediate one. Pascal, let's put you there. Adira, let's put you there. Vesper could go here, maybe? Oh, God. Yerolette was down there. What's she doing?
Take your sight or your mind.
My resolve is
Not a scream. It was just a wolf howl. I mean, okay, yeah, fair. Accurate. If you go there. Can't get a good angle on you. Alright, whatever.
slow and painful is the way.
What would be the best way to do this? I don't know how we do so much individual direct damage, but I am super okay with it.
With grace
I
and
think I'll just go into a shadow here. And we'll do poise to strike.
let me educate you on the art of pain.
mean, they all have to get so close to me, and they have to basically waste a turn doing that, so...
And with you,
Skip, scoop, shibbity doop. I should remember to attack before blade dancing sometimes. Yeah, let's do that. Oh, the parry. Unbelievable.
Trust me.
Oh my god, 1 HP? You gotta be kidding me.
The shadows will see it done.
You will pay for this in blood.
She really needs to get kills in order to, like, start turning online.
oceans bleed.
Pain and beauty go hand.
These idiots are just shooting each other. All right. Let's move the bird up a little bit so we can get to everybody.
Will do. Anything else? Was it you? Or
Triggered that on you. Mind rupture.
Did the All-Father take your sight or your...
I don't know how he managed to attack Ulfar with that, but okay.
will do.
Well, I guess maybe I could have expected that. Oh, that's rough, though. I'm gonna cast Overcharge.
Told me it's a great idea.
And then at least the two of them are dead.
Our foes reek of cowardice. I will carve runes out of your bones.
Man, I'm glad we leveled up Ulfar before this fight, at least.
Your death is
Though he does appear to be using the dagger and not the fancy weapon I gave him.
I will triumph.
Let's
One
buff
step
everybody.
closer. Ruin beckons. Purpose guides me.
Am I worth casting Ignite? Or am I better off giving it to Adira? Who can use her Cyber Raven to do mass AoEs? Actually, I guess she can't do mass AoEs. But she can do like 400 damage to this Koronus Parasite engine, and that seems like a good idea. Because it's also going to kill everybody around it, probably. Oh, or not. 300 damage. Wow, that was really much less than I thought it was going to be. Bella, you earned yourself a little bonus turn here as well.
Trust me.
Could it be this witch?
I shall not fail.
Crit? Bonus attack? No bonus attack? I think the dueling swords aren't working. I'm then going to come back here next to Biggest Turk so I get bonus movement at the beginning of my turn. Now, here's the question. Do I give Adira a full turn with unlimited Psyker attacks? I really do not like using heroic acts. It's true. I'm very forgetful of them.
Whispers, guide my hand.
Will.
Quiet, Whispers. It's my turn.
This should be fun.
And I'm gonna control it myself.
Will do.
So they're all going to try to kill each other, and then they're all going to take 400 damage, 500 damage. Wow, that was interesting. It doesn't seem like that worked. Also, for some reason, it's my turn again. And not Adira's turn. I don't know what happened there. So many dodges. Oh, this guy's like up top. You're going to be hard to get to. You know what? Just charge.
I will take it. Perfect killing strike.
Very good. There's not really a lot else you can do here. We're going to cast Elusive Shadow.
Build.
Then I guess I will dance. And dance. And then...
Don't distract me.
just trigger a few of those. I don't know how I'm going to kill these witches up there.
I will leave footprints of scarlet.
But let's play dance these dweebs. Gosh. She is such a monster. So satisfied.
A dance of blades and shadows. That is a blessing.
Pop. 131 damage.
I am your blade.
Come up here.
and shield.
Backflip off this. Hit him in his weak point.
Brings me no pleasure.
Come over here. Flip over this guy. Hit them in their weak point. Just left. One guy over here.
As honor ordains.
Hit him in his weak point. I don't think you could do anything about him. But that shouldn't be an issue. Problem solved. You're staring into the eyes of an animal that enjoys killing. No, it doesn't enjoy it. It just kills, finding no joy or delight in doing so. It kills because it is his nature. Could have utterly wasted someone with that. With the high momentum? I mean, it always just utterly wastes everything anytime you use it, I feel like. Stay where you are. This feels like it's not going to work. Like a bolter shot, the commanding cry pierces the shield of the bloodthirsty indifference on the giant's face. I hear and obey. Almost 1,000 damage on that last psychic scream. Ulfar gave into a wolfen. Ulfar's bristling fiery hair lies flat once more, and the imprint of death vanishes from his gaze. The face of a wild beast gives ways to a grimace of weariness, grief, and shame. What just happened to you? The malice of Wolfen beset my heart and nearly consumed it forevermore. What kind of grief must it be to have cost you your sanity? It's the breath of frost that chills our bones. It is lightless malice born of despair, the curse that preys upon them who have seen too many things and hate with too much heart. I, too, have been here. Too long have I served as a tool of unrighteous wretches, a shameful fate for the Allfather's warrior, and shame is what scorched my soul. When I saw that I had once again become their plaything, and yet another Xenos had set me upon his foes, I thought it would go on forever. My mind could not accept the indignity of it, so my mind hid like a coward would, and only thirst remained. Blind destruction, no thoughts, no regrets, no purpose. To be a beast, not a human, a sweet temptation for a lone wolf. If that's your nature, you should embrace it. Even blind destruction can serve a purpose, can't it? The hour will come and the curse of the wolfen will have me, and that hour approaches. I can hear the crunch of snow beneath claws, but it has not arrived yet. All right, let's go see why Nocturne of Oblivion has dragged us to this place. I keep seeing the warp just like kick it in and the shadows dancing around. The slender figure of the Harlequin emerges from the shimmering haze. With the grace of one performing a sorrowful dance, he approaches the dying Alderi nearby. Your dance is now tableau, and I lament the darkness in the eyes that saw the path. I peer into those tunnels black and bleak. A gleam I seek, the one that points the way to the imprisoned kin in Tempest's cage. The Farseer's voice is weak and tremulous from pain. It's strange that he's still capable of speech. His body's been horrifically maimed. The colors of his garb are familiar. The group of Xenos you met on Janus wore the same. At the top of the spire, they all are here. Help them, Aberranian. Help me. Take me away from here when it's all over. At the Farseer's words, Marazai's face stiffens and he opens his mouth, but to no avail. He appears to have lost the power of speech. Disdain you not will I with refusal. Your soul's refrain will I keep safe as well. But leave to me reality, Farseer, and dreams I'll give you into worthy hands. With a solemn strike, the Harlequin ends his kinsman's torment and carefully takes the spirit stone from his body. When he turns to you, his hands are already empty and the stone gone. You dragged me here to save this Farseer, is that it? You listen well, O pathless wanderer. Night's music light motif you have discerned, and title virtuoso you have earned. The Harlequin makes an exaggerated show of drawing back an imaginary curtain. The shadows beneath the black eye holes in his horn mask once again form a mocking smile. The grand finale of this gory piece, where perfidy and cunning reign supreme, shall now unfold, my merchant vagabond. I don't know what's doing my head in more, the whispers or his damned metaphors. Why can't he just say, I saved your asses, now do this for me. Whack these upstarts and get out while you can. Even flesh speak is more efficient than the speech patterns of this Xenos. Hypothesis: the elucidator machine spirits have been affected by the pernicious influence of this place and are producing distorted output. I seek permission to conduct a technical survey. What was the dead Alderi doing here? I assumed he was a valuable prisoner. The executioner lost interest and blithely tossed the toy despised aside. Proclaiming it a gift to empty bellies, he let his rabble tear it into scraps, and tooth and claw they fought to claim a share, with everyone extolling his largesse. Alright, why are you interested in the fate of this dead Farseer? The starved one's fate to shelter from the storm enlisted me, the laugh of jest unending. The soul is not at home amidst dark walls. It yearns to sing, and I hearken long its elegy, by name Oblivion. A cradle all bestowed, where may this song forever resound in endless echo. The Harlequin said the words laugh of jest unending, with reverence, as if it was a title or rank. You recall that Harlequin served the laughing god Segarak. It seems the Xeno is saying that at the Segarak's behalf, he is attempting to save the Farseers. What do you want from me? Comora's ancient law was boldly spurned, and too despoiled were Crudark's enemies. Crudark's remains. The Tempest Mistress, spurred by avarice, forbidden plunder brought to her dark nest. And though the city shrinks from those whose souls in darkness gleam with coruscating flame, the interdict is scorned, the pact ignored. Comora tastes its doom. To make of drama farce beyond belief, a pair of uncredited assume the stage. A cutthroat monkey, captive of a thief. A dancer, makeshift poet, guileful knave. With a weary sigh, he concludes, when Coda's note falls silent evermore, the last a duty will perform, and then the first will move, his exodus enact. When his voice fades, the silence is broken by a torrent of untranslatable but highly expressive Xenos profanities. Marzahai has regained his power of speech and is using it to curse someone's kin and progeny. Farseers! Yimmerus brought Asurani Farseers to the Dark City. You stupid, desperate shrew. If this news reaches the... Oh, but of course it's already reached him. You, Arabedian, you came to Komoro to inform Vect of my sister's crimes and rescue her prisoners. The Harlequin makes a jester's bow. I am revealed, and intrigue's curtain torn. The puppet master deigned to briefly let me be the crosspiece of this artistry that tweaks and tugs the strings of dance and death. To tempt mistress, vanish, I do say. I fashioned from your shackles a garrote. Your burning wrath, my thief, direct her way, and forth you'll see fruits of vengeance brought. The accusations of consorting with Monkey are such a trifle compared to attempting to bring about a disjunction. If only I had known it. Had Yimmerus not managed to keep it secret from me? He shields his eyes, contemplating something. I wonder how many times Nazrakai cursed himself for not overthrowing Yimmerus at the Obsidian Court when he had the chance. He had knowingly spared the one ruler he had condemned. Hardly an excuse will help him at the next meeting with Vect. What's so bad about Yimmerus imprisoning the Farseers? The webway in which Komoro resides is fragile. A ripple of the veil can breach its boundaries and cause a disjunction, an incursion of Silentresh into the streets. Each such occasion is an ordeal that weakens the Dark City, and so those capable of piercing the veil are banned from the spires. Of course, there are madmen who try to exploit any disjunction in the ensuing chaos to take down competition and move up the food chain. It appears that Yimmerus decided not to wait for an opportunity, but to make it happen herself. Oh, so like me, maybe unleashing a bunch of chaos demons into the city didn't really help things out? Ooh, one more reason to finish her off. I had enough reasons without this revelation. K. Morag, I am half a step away from starting to see my expulsion from the Cabal as a blessing and not a punishment. Nocturne watches the raging Drukhari with obvious amusement, but his interest barely lasts a moment. Alright, why'd you bring Ufol here? A surety this feral brute has served, that to my plan would be blood released. Without remorse's fate course, I've whipped and spurred a cruel hand on an old unruly beast. Ah, you rotten gutted swine, used me as a war beast, did you? Set me on your enemies. A gargantuan effort forces down his fury and manages to prevent a fit of blood rage from taking hold. How is this all connected? Oh my god. The rhymes are so hard to do. Strive up to where the thieving storm has built its squalid nest among the darkened sky. The tempest's plunder hoards are buried there, and captives, riches, trophies all within. Amidst this cache, a gate to real space find. Pass through to freedom, tempting and so craved. Companions have I brought and steps revealed. My lines run out, I have no more to give. The stage is yours, my merchant vagabond. Go fetch a vessel swift and get you gone. Attack him. I have my own ideas about how the show should end. I mean, I kind of want to do this. A roll miscast, alas, I do concede, but all the same, the steps you will complete. A solo, no one to mislead, and to the turn of silence, Nocturne will retreat. He vanishes in a blue shimmer, the horned mask disappears last, its empty eye hole seeming to stare at you in silent reproach. Oh well. I had to try. Splinter pistols, modified shard carbines, piercing splinter carbines. Let's loot.
Let's seize the
Victims? Victims? Witches? Shuriken catapults? Lots of booty. Man, we are going to have a crazy amount of Xenos cargo when we come back. The Cabalites are going to be very happy with us. The Casabalicans? Onto the terrace.
The world trembles beneath my feet.
Nothing's impossible for this old officer.
All right, we jump off. Demolish this wall.
I do what I must.
Hey, what's that?
Ooh. Armor of Despair. All enemies in combat suffer minus 10 weapon skill and ballistic skill. 15 armor against human enemies. Whenever an attack of opportunity is performed against the wearer, he gains a stack of vengeance. Using a non-attack ability grants the wearer a bonus to dodge and parry for 1 round. Grenades and melta charges. Deal an additional agility bonus vengeance stacks. Curious. That might work for Mazrahai, I think. Like attacking him is going to work. You know, I knew it wasn't, but I had to try. Simply had to. Scion of Karn, thank you for the follow, dude. Welcome to the agency. Non-attack ability grants the wearer a bonus to dodge and parry for each enemy adjacent to the wearer. Each melee attack performed increases armor by 8%. Yeah, I don't think I want vengeance. Clearly, there is a bunch of interesting attack of opportunity builds you can do here. Vengeance, the last flash, stuff like that. And I can't imagine I want this over the Incubus Blade Armor. Because the Incubus Blade Armor just does damage constantly.
The world will bow.
I feel like I've missed a place. I have this memory in Kimura of a place that I think I've missed. But I don't know where it would have been. I just remember meeting someone who had been turned into a chessboard.
Powers unseen,
But I absolutely couldn't tell you where it would have been, so maybe I'm hallucinating that. That's still ahead. Okay. That makes some sense then. 2 pilots are disarmed and shackled. They give you a haunted look as you approach, but don't dare to say anything. You take a glance at the Xeno boat. Sure, it's designed in certain parts appear bizarre, but you can still guess their purpose. You could probably steer it. I can steer a gondola, Ellen Talk. You do not need these pilots. You are a surplus to requirements. Kill them both. I mean, seems like I could pilot it myself if I wanted to. To the Spire of the Reaving Tempest. Okay. I didn't remember anything other than a chessboard. Somebody is a chessboard in this place. God, it's like there just keeps being more and more to this zone. You keep thinking you're about to escape, and there's like another section. The dim light sources of Kimura glow like swamp light, making you dizzy and nauseous. Urlet and Ulfar both here. The gargantuan spire is too large to see its entirety. Its true proportions are shrouded in shadows, and you feel as if those shadows try to envelop and swallow you whenever you look away. That's our way out, eh? Can't wait. I can't wait to get away from here. I can't believe I'm saying this, but I really want to see a real sun, not the pale, feeble things among the spires. Grinning savagely, Ulfar says with undisguised joy, I smell blood in the air, blood that is about to be spilt. I hear the echo of clashing swords and the terrified screams of Xenos writhing under our heel. Oh, Father, what a marvelous feast you have prepared for me. The spire of the reaving tempest, the seat of my cabal, both a place to find respite from the scheming of our enemies and a deadly trap for those too weak and soft for our ranks. He tilts his head and glances at you. The heart of the spire contains a secret, an ancient webway gate that has remained sealed for many, many aeons. Ymrus kept it in case Vex's noose happened to tighten around the Cabal's neck. No one, save for her and a certain other Cabalite, knows where exactly in real space the gate leads. A perfect escape route, and I can open it for you. How do you know how to unseal the gate? I find such deep trust between two Drukhari too good to be true. Trust? How unreliable. No, I simply abducted and tortured the Cabalite who was privy to the secret. There was even a chance that Ymrus believed the story about a pathetic weakling running off. Alright, it's settled then. You cannot wait to leave Kamaran. I cannot wait to pay my sister a visit. Rest assured, she is somewhere nearby. I have a... He stops searching for the right word. A desire. Before we leave the spire, there's something I want to pick up. Something memorable. I left it in the Cabal's abode, and I do not want to fall into the hands of others when carrion eaters and looters flood the spire when we are gone. There could be something in it for you. Alright. Point out where it is. Of course, first we need to find my raider, most likely at the end of the dock outside the spire. Then let's go to the end of the terrace before we enter the spire. Ellentok. Yurlet touches the glowing stone in her chest and turns her aching gaze to the spire. Her face is burdened with a strange expression, as if a roaring torrent of sadness, fear, and rage is about to erupt. My kin from Krudark are still in there. I can sense it. And I can sense the flames of their souls inexorably going out. Please, while there's still time, we must save them. Let me accompany you into that nest of depravity, that domain of pain, anger, and betrayal of my kind. Her voice is trembling like a taut string, and her eyes are clouded with darkness. Fury and fear are devouring me from the inside out, and I do not know what frightens me more, the grim answers that hide behind the spire's wall, or the scars that my heart will bear once I discover them. Yet I must learn the truth about my world. Perhaps this is the day that the outcast finds her path again. Maybe. We might look for him. We might not. I'm not going to promise anything. Then I will go alone. Her voice is calm and quiet without any hint of plea or reproach. All you can hear is unshakable resolve. Only after I have found the germ of truth within the dark spire's halls will we reunite. If you leave now, there's no way back for you. Does this mean, like, there's no way she can escape? Why would you stop her? I want her... Apparently, I can sacrifice her to Slaanesh in the next act. So I just want to make sure that she can... Yeah, I guess she'll reunite afterwards, so... You've wanted to be rid of her for so long? Yeah, but I want to sacrifice her, so... Can we turn Yurlet? No. I'm gonna say, like, don't even think about it. Aelethera has long since guided me down this road of thorns, and you, Ellentok, are another fleeting companion along them. Ask me 100 times if I would choose to save my kin or walk at a monkey's side, and my answer will not change. Farewell, stranger. Here our paths diverge. Is this game the same style as Dark Heresy? Yes. Yeah. There might be some stuff different, but I failed that quest. I don't think that was the right choice either. What should we expect to find within the spire? We might just reload that save. Cabalites, witches, incubi at Ymrus' side. That's all. Venture into the depths. Yeah, we can autosave right before we get here. The wording of that, like, wasn't super clear. Like, I was trying to say, like, if you go that way, I don't know.
Let's seize the opportunity.
If you go that way, you'll never be able to escape with me. Versus, like, if you go that way, like, get lost. Kind of obvious it was just a threat. Wait. There's stuff down here we had to get. So much loot. You know, I don't generally like saves coming, but I will do it if it's because of an unclear thing with that big of a consequence. We'll do all the same choices. Doop. I can't promise you anything. I won't stop you. Try to avoid dying before our next meeting. Wait for Yerlet to return. Okay. So he wants us to go down here before we go inside. Well, let's just quickly go grab that.
I tread a path unexplored. Do I need to point it out for you?
Oh. Can't really turn Eldar to Chaos because they know Slanesh is waiting for them. All Drukhari are not going to be Chaos worshippers. They're unredeemably evil, but they're trying to be immortal because they know what's going to happen if they die. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Merzahai lightly leaps from the edge of the platform into the raider and begins inspecting it from the inside. You hear clicking and hissing as he opens and closes various caches, accompanied by muttering curses. After a minute, he bolts upright and freezes, clearly wrestling with his own irritation. A moment later, he cranes his neck to look into the abyss. Come here, biggest Turk. Take a look at this view. A strange suggestion. Why would I want to do that? He gives you an enigmatic look, a slow smile creeping across his face. Comora's the greatest thing ever created by an intelligent race. Surely you wish to see it as it's meant to be seen, to behold it in its magnificent detail. All right, I'm going to walk over and look down. The chasm yawns endlessly below, the cyclopean spires of Komora piercing outward of the gloom. The details of these vast structures are hidden by the hazy gloaming. The many lights on the spire's terraces, which resemble marsh gas, are all that bring color to this bleak and awe-inspiring vista. The towering height takes your breath away and you almost swoon, and then a gentle shove at your back makes you lose balance. The moments stretch into an eternity. Your firm footing is swept out under you. Your heart stops beating. The chasm below seems to rush up towards you, ready to swallow you whole. And then clawed fingers close around your wrist, halting your fall, but holding you suspended over the abyss. Merzahai's laughter rings with dark delight when he finally tugs you back to the raider. Terror, unbridled, exquisite terror. Far more bite to it than the stale, predictable pain of tortured victims. That burn in your chest, that tang in your mouth. Can you feel the blood roaring in your veins? Your heart battering out at a march of triumph. Life becomes more vivid when death can come at any moment, biggest Turg. I will continue to remind you of that. Without giving you a chance to respond, he steps over the side of the raider and returns to the platform. The Tempest Cabalites have already picked my raider clean. That means that what I seek must be hidden within the spire. I think it's in the torture chamber. Once inside, we should proceed through the first chambers directly ahead and turn left, then left again. Come, I intend to claim what is mine. What is this red container? Can't believe I almost got pushed off the edge.
The world trembles beneath my feet.
I don't understand. Why can't I do anything with this very obvious thing? Obviously he was going to do something. I love him for being exactly as untrustworthy as he seems. It's basically how I feel about it too.
We've got a job to do, Rust Bucket.
I don't know. I don't know if that's meant to be lootable or not. How does Pascal have another fresh injury?
Did I mention that my whispers tell me jokes? Jokes that once said aloud make your eyes bleed.
I wonder if it's the
blood
unholy
curdle.
flesh
Talk about
keeps
black
giving him
coals.
injuries. That's probably what it is.
Embrace true power.
Okay. The Spire of the Reaving Tempest. The last part of Act 3. As we dive into here. to get our way out of Camorra and enter into the 4th act. We'll take a save and leave it for the next episode because it's like the perfect place to leave it. It's a perfect cliffhanger and we get to come back and finish it off. So I hope you come back and join us. Until then.